Good morning. In process of getting ready to start thinking about Christmas and pulling out my Christmas items for journals, I thought I would share a journal with you guys that I did not share last year. I made 3 or 4 Christmas journals last year, and I gave 2 of them away. And I think I shared both of those on my channel. You may have to go back and search and look for them, but this one is one that I made for myself to keep. This one is made from a childhood book of mine that honestly I think it's the only book of my childhood that I've actually turned into a journal so far. Normally I just get a copy of one of my favorite books and make a journal, but this book was in such rough shape after me playing with it and reading it, and then my sister, and then both of my kids. It was just in really bad shape. So I felt like the best way to preserve it is to turn it into a journal. But I have since purchased another one that is in great shape, and it is something that I pull out and display with my Christmas things. But this was a Hallmark pop-up book that probably came out in the late 70s, and I turned it into a 3 signature journal. The edge, the fabric on the spine is a chenille bedspread piece, and I didn't do anything to the back. I left it as is. I decided not to even cover the corners, just because to me that just shows how very much I and my children loved this book. So I thought I would let you see what's inside. I did have a lot of family photos from my childhood that I have taken out. So if you think that it's a little bit bare as far as what's tucked inside, that's why. There's a lot of stuff that I did end up pulling out for this video. But the top of it just looks like a party to me. So many fun colors. And you'll see as we go along that I tried to preserve some of the pop-up embellishments and decorations, but of course some of them, like this one, has completely come unhinged, and I thought that I might go back and try to repair this, but I think I had just decided to leave it for now. So this was a window that would pop out, and it would look 3D into the scene in the living room. I just thought this book was magical. Here's a little tree that popped out at one point. I think it connected to the next page. But as you can see, I colored in most of my books, and I added stickers and, things that kids do. But I wanted to just leave it as it was. I'm not trying to make this a museum piece. This is a memory book and a scrapbook from my childhood Christmases. So here's one of those pages in the book that was completely ripped out. And so I just kind of went with it, and this bed used to come out from the page, and so what I've done is glued it down, but created a little cut here in the footboard so I could tuck something in. And this is just a little card that you would get at a Christian bookstore, gift insert card. And then I put this as the pocket at the top. And this is from I think a Food Network magazine. They had a Christmas special, and so I just fussy cut out these Hershey Kisses because these are very much a part of my Christmases growing up. My grandpa loved these. He called them Silver Bells. And this is a green cupcake wrapper that I have glued to the top. And then this is a telegram from KB and Friends on Etsy. She does the most amazing retro things, and this is one of her Christmas telegrams that I purchased last year. And this is a scanned linen. I believe it's by Little Bendy on Etsy, and she has adorable scanned linens at a great price. This is a cutout from a vintage little golden book, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, that was my mom's cousin's book. I got a lot of books from her cousins, and they were in really sad shape too, so I was able to cut and keep some of those. This, you might remember the days of taking your photographs to Walmart or drugstores and dropping it off. What did I say? Did I say photographs? I hope I did. Film and dropping it off. And so here's the top of one of those envelopes that you would get your pictures back in. This one is actually CVS. And I just put it on here as a little reminder of the way things used to be. This is from a piano book. It's a Jingle Bells song and Away in a Manger. And this is a piece of vintage gift wrap. This is from a cross-stitch book, and then here's the Santa and the Angel. And here's some gingham ruffle. This is a paper pad from Michaels. I think it was last year or the year before. Then I have a little image of an elf here with a little Romanian stamp. And then tucked in here, I have a couple of, this is from a Christmas card. And then this is, I think, a KB and Friends digital. Gold doily. This is from a Richard Scarry activity book. She's making a gingerbread pig. This is another one of those pages that got ripped apart, so I preserved the pop out with this one. There's the little baby sleeping in his bed, and I just added a little tab for pulling down. I thought that was fun. Here's a belly band with another Christmas card image. I love this picture so much and wanted to keep it in a personal journal. And then the back of it is a night before Christmas book page printable. And this is a copy of a letter that Santa Claus sent me. You may have gotten this same letter. I got it in the mail when I was about 3. So I just made a copy of it and put it in here. Here's a poinsettia printed on vellum. This is from a box of candy canes that I bought last year. I don't remember if this bottom part is a pocket too. It is. So there's a little pocket here, and then I just glued it onto gold foil to make a double pocket. And this is just a little free image that I found. You know, some of these things, because this is personal, may be copywritten, but this is a little Barbie, Western Barbie Christmas stationery page that I found. And then I just did a little collage tag. Some green satin trim on that side and a little tree stamp. This is from a children's reader. The little boy inside there was sick and could not come out and play and decorate the tree, so his friends brought his tree to him. I thought that was sweet. And then we have a little, this, I don't think this is KB and Friends, it might be. I purchased several kits off of Etsy last year. And this is a Christmas card, and this is a Christmas card from my grandparents that I will keep forever and ever. And this is a stained glass angel pattern. And thought that was fun. I always like to put pops of blue in Christmas journals because my mom loves to decorate with blue at Christmas time, so it reminds me of her. And it always makes her smile when she sees blue pop up in Christmas decorations or things that I make. And this is a little 1970s magazine page on how to make homemade decorations. Look at all that calico. The fabric flip. I got this fabric at Michaels. And then here's some more of that chenille. This is a KB and Friends digital. Little journaling card. And one of my favorite Christmas memories is German chocolate cake. My mom made this cake often in the holidays. And so I've put the recipe on the back This is from a 1976 magazine as well. I love the way vellum looks printed. It is just really hard to print it on my printer. I don't do it in every journal, but I do like to when I can. It always ends up with ink that kind of gets on the edges because I have to tape the vellum down to a regular sheet, and so a lot of times I'll have to trim it to get that ink off, but I do love the way it turns out. This is just a little half pocket I made with lace trim and a little doily, and another tag, and another one of the reader pages. This is just a little banner at the top. This is a decoupaged image. I'm trying to remember where this is from. It's starting to lift up. This might be from wrapping paper because it feels too smooth to be a book. This was actually a mailer that I got. It was an, I don't know if it was an envelope. Might have been from Bath & Body Works, I think. So I saved it and I added this little closure and this little repro of a gift tag. And then inside here, I put a piece, I lined it with scrapbook paper, and then I put a piece of Barbie stationery again. Because you know you can't have too much Barbie. But I was super excited about this little envelope. Here's another one of those little bendy digitals of a scanned linen. This is from a Christmas card, and I put this little Tim Holtz phrase, his heart full of bright hopes. And then here we have a decoupage tag with a little gingerbread man and another greeting card, that a front of a greeting card, and I put a velvet tag or tab. This is just a piece of scrapbook paper that I made into an envelope, and I put a Christmas stamp here. Here's another one of those pop-out pages. The tab is missing, but he would open up the shutters. So fun. This is a piece of that book as well. This is the fireplace, and Santa was popping out of this. He was in 2 or 3 pieces, so I took Santa off and I just covered this with vellum so you can kind of see through the fireplace page. And then here is a rocking horse tag and another, this is like a cash envelope size, and then I did another stamp. This is an ad for True Value from the 70s. Look at that television set. Tape player. This is from a Christmas Carol booklet. Here's a side pocket. This is a little Santa that I made in preschool. So this is a great, doing a journal like this is a great way to keep these little fragile pieces that you might have held on to, or your mom might have held on to. And then this is a little journaling card. This is from a Holly Hobby calendar, and I've stitched the whole image down to this page. And it kind of speaks for itself. Here's a coupon for Rice Krispies. Vintage wrapping paper. Here's a little dictionary page with a little kid under a quilt. We have a full page pocket with another one of those telegrams, and then another decoupage tag, velvet. Tracing paper. A Barbie coloring book page. Here's another one of those torn pages, and as you can see, I just kind of went with it. What it would look like is how I used it. And then a couple more tags here. And here's another book page that I colored on. This is a KB and Friends packaging. It was like Christmas packaging. And so I turned the one that said Holiday Snow into a shaker card. Carousel slide projector. Here's another one of this is actually the page of that, the opposite page of that Holly Holly calendar. 1978, so I put this as the center. And I love collage. I've been doing collages since I was, able to hold a glue stick. So this is just a throwback to the kind of collages I did when I was a teenager. Whatever made me happy, I put it on here. So do you guys remember those little cornflake wreaths? That was a big part of childhood too for me. And these peanut blossoms. And these little candles, my grandma had these. In this fabric pocket, I've just put a little digital paper doll that I found, I think on Pinterest. She's got some holiday dresses. Little double pocket. I've got some of my embellished dictionary definitions, and then a little tag. Give a little journaling card. A little pocket with more tags and cards. Salt dough ornaments. Did you guys grow up making those? I did. That and the little cinnamon ornaments. Here's a little doily that I glued down. And then this is another piece of that pop-up book. This was, I had to glue it down, but this was one of the doors that you could open. And a little journaling card. Third signature. Here's a little tiny vintage gift tag, the string. And a little tag with Santa. This is from a My Buddy Kid Sister coloring book. These are not great printables, but I don't know what kind of paper I used, but it kind of made the ink do funny things. But I wanted to capture the large C9 bulbs, and so I found a GE ad. And then this is a copy of a catalog page, probably Sears catalog, and it shows all of the different toys that they had that year and what pages they could be found on. And these are just all toys that I grew up loving. So had to put that in there. Another vellum print. This is from a pattern book, not a vintage one, but it reminds me of the dresses that little girls used to wear. This is from a Christmas, nope, this is from an Ideals magazine. And then I just tucked a little tag. Isn't that cute? Belly band with lace. I glued that down. And then this is a copy of the front of a Barbie magazine. A little bit before my time, but the colors and the paint were so cool. I had to use it. And then a couple more journaling cards. Fruitcake. My great grandmother made fruitcake. To this day, I still don't like it. But you know, it's a tradition. little scrap pennant there, and then wrapping paper. This is gorgeous gold trim that I found at Hobby Lobby. I haven't seen it in a while, so I wonder if it's discontinued, but journaling cards. This is an insert that I got in a little Happy Mail, I believe, so I'll put it in here. This was in a bag of fabric that I found at my thrift store. So I just glued it in, and it's not straight, but you know what? I don't care. I love that it just looks homespun. Somebody worked a long time on this. This is a little bookmark from Pink Paper Peppermints. It's one of the fold outs with Bible verses. Salvation is a gift from faith. Saved through faith, the gift of God. Vintage wrapping paper made into a pocket. As you can see, I tried to use this wrapping paper all up. So I glued it down, and then here's a little Santa die cut. And this little guy, it's actually several things collaged, so I just put a stitch to hold everything down. And then made this fun. I had so much fun with the decoupaged and collage tags in this one. And I had some foil eyelash trim. And this, isn't this so pretty? It's textured. I think this was a thank you card, the front of it. And so I just took it apart and then used the front and made a little, everybody's grandma, I think, had one of these trees. Vellum. Here's a Rita flip with a little Brad and a stamp, and then a little snowman letter page. Gold doily is a pocket. This, these are, I'm trying to remember what these little things are called. Stickles, maybe, the pearls. Be careful with these, because when I opened this morning, these had stuck to the photograph that I had in front of this, and it was probably me hurrying and trying to put it back together before it was fully dry. But then again, it could have been that it got warm when I was storing it. So just FYI, these little stickles may try to melt on you if you store it. Not always, maybe not. Maybe it was just me hurrying and I put them in there before they were dry. And then here's the last page. As you can see, I used my little stamp from Shirt Tales. Do you guys remember Shirt Tales? I stamped her on everything. So that was my Christmas journal, my personal journal, which I will be going through and writing memories in this year. Excited about this, and I hope it brought you a little bit of joy and a little bit of Christmas spirit. And thanks for joining me, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.